talk a lot about living our lives in alignments and making intuitive-led decisions and heart and soul-led decisions. But we want to be able to incorporate the entire body and our energetic makeup, our energetic blueprint, in order to make decisions that are fully in alignment with us by following our human design. So manifestors, projectors, mani-gens, reflectors, these are all human design types, and I'm going to dive into all of the different types, the centers, the authorities, and not self themes and strategies, and what any of those words even mean. You might have heard about human design over and over. Maybe it keeps popping up on social media, or this is the very first time you've heard about it at all. I am going to dive deeper into this episode and really help you uncover your human design and how you can live your life completely in alignment to serve your higher purpose in this universe. And I'm so excited. Let's dive right in.
I'm your host, Tiffany Chung, your go-to for all things marketing, mindset, and manifestation. I grew my online business from 0 to beyond 6 figures in 8 months. My purpose is to empower women to step into the highest, most aligned versions of themselves. If you are ready to take charge of your life, learn how to design a wildly successful business, and leave limiting beliefs behind, you've come to the right place. You will learn the actionable tips and step-by-step strategies on money, manifestation, and social media. It's time to step into your role as boss, to raise your vibration, and tap into your unlimited potential today. Welcome to the Social Reset Podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to the Social Reset Podcast. I am so excited that you are here. I hope you're having a beautiful day, a beautiful afternoon or evening, wherever you are, wherever you're listening to this. I am stoked about this episode because we're talking all about human design. But before we dive in, I do want to note that my Content That Converts group coaching program is open for enrollment. So if you are a new or aspiring coach, you can literally come to me with an idea, literally zero clients, 0 followers, 0 business, and we are going to plan and design and market and launch it together to magnetize your dream clients. I teach based on your mindset, what's in alignment for you, what lights you up, your unique human design. So this is not a one-size-fits-all. This is not a cookie cutter, a traditional coaching methodology. This is specifically, what do you need? Where can I help you? How can I help you get there? Being able to tap into your very unique talents, your very unique gifts. So if that sounds good to you, if that lights you up at all, please go ahead, click the first link in my bio so you can learn more about Content That Converts, or you can shoot me a DM and we can chat a little bit further and break it down and see if this is in alignment for you. Alrighty, so let's talk about human design. I feel like there's been a lot of content about human design recently. And I want to talk all about what it means to me, how I've been incorporating it in my business, and how I'm living my life in alignment based on my human design. So before we even dive into any of the types or the authorities or the strategies or the lines, let's talk about what is human design. So human design was essentially created by Ra-Uru-Hu, who put this together some time ago. A lot of people call this the energetic Myers-Briggs. So it incorporates a lot of different things like astrology, chakra system, your energetics, essentially how you're made, your energetic signature. This is kind of like a user manual for your life to help you navigate your life and really make sure that you're making decisions and that you're operating in alignment with exactly who you are, your potential, your talents, your skills. And I truly believe, based on the laws of the universe. I talk about this in one of my previous episodes in like resetting your alignments and understanding the laws of the universe, that there has to be balance and polarity and this push and pull. So based on these types, there are people that are meant to respond. There are some people that are meant to get shit started. There are people that are meant to finish it. There are people that are meant to mirror the conscious collective. There's so many things that if you're living by your design, allow you to really shine as the person that you're meant to be. And I'm going to break down exactly what those types and authorities and strategies mean, and also how you can discover your own chart and your own type as well. So essentially, this was created based on the energetic traits that we're pulling to you, and it helps you understand what you're here to explore and what you're here to learn. And so some people feel like this might be limiting in terms of what they're able to achieve or what they're able to do based on their chart. But it's meant to create more of those boundaries. It's meant to create support that is going to serve your highest good and who you're meant to be. And that doesn't mean that you can't operate outside of it. It just means there are certain things that if you do based on your design, based on your alignment, it is going to serve your highest good. So let's talk about, how human design can not just improve the quality of your life and make the right aligned decisions, investments, choices, but also allow you to show up more confidently and show up more in alignment in your business, especially as a coach. It allows you to make the right decisions for your business and for your clients and be able to really show up as your best self in a way that is going to continue to empower you and allow you to just use this map that's your very, very unique genetic design. So I'm going to be talking more about marketing and human design, showing up on social media through your human design, and helping you really understand how you are made and how you are meant to live your life. So to find your chart and to get access to it, you can literally just type in human design. You can type in myhumandesign.com. That one is by Jenna Zoe. There's the Jovian archive. That's the one that I'm using. There are a couple others, but if you Google that and you Google human design chart, all you really need is your birthday, your birth time, and your birth location in order to get your chart. So let's talk about the different human design types. And I'm going to start with a generator. So the generators, which make up 30% of the population. And I'm a generator as well. I know a lot of generators. And so if you know a generator, you know that they've got a lot of energy. They've got a lot of ideas. And so essentially when a generator is living in alignment, they are lit up. They are making decisions that literally light them up and make them glow. And they have that energy output to start taking action. So their strategy is responding. It's responding when they've gotten a download from the universe or they've gotten an invitation that is intuitive and innate and is in alignment with who they are. They're not self-themed, which essentially just means they're not living their life in alignment, is frustration. This is really true for me because if I'm feeling frustrated or I'm not living my life in alignment or something just feels off, you will see me huffing and puffing around the house going, ugh, I'm so frustrated. I'm feeling so frustrated, right? So when things either feel like they're not going my way, someone is overstepping their boundaries, someone is not respecting my time, it is this innate frustration that I feel instantly. And so my signature, which means I am living my life in alignment, is satisfaction. When I feel satisfied, when I truly feel that peace within me, that alerts me and lets me know that I am living my life by my design. So generators are essentially the life force of the planet. They are the builders. They have big ideas. They all have a defined sacral center, which essentially allows you to feel this sacral response in your gut. And it allows you to make yes or no snap decisions. So There's also an emotional center. So people with emotional centers kind of have to ride that emotional wave, while generators can make snap decisions in the moment. Either something lights them up, like I feel it right in my gut. Sometimes I put my hand over my stomach and I can feel that energy, especially if something is a yes, like just a 100% yes for me. I can feel it. It's like this little flame that's ignited inside of me. And if it's a no, I get a sinking feeling in my stomach, something like when you're on a roller coaster and your stomach just kind of falls, right? It just sinks. It just feels like it's fallen into and plummeted into a pit. That's a no, or in some case, a hard no. So it lets me know instantly where my intuition is guiding me and what decision I should be making. Generators are also natural hustlers and natural doers. They can do all day. And so for me, matched with my Enneagram 3 and just different parts of my astrology chart, being a Capricorn moon, Scorpio sun, there's a lot about me that allows me to take action and wants to take action. But when living my life in design, I have to remind myself that I want to respond and take inspired action. So not just action that is based on hustle mentality. I talk about this in my previous episode on why hustle mentality is toxic and how to create more sustainable results. And to allow it to come from a place that is more inspired, that allows me to have been, invited and ignited, and I'm responding in a way that really feels good to me. A common challenge that generators have is that they really have to listen to their gut and honor those desires. So instead of saying yes to the things that they feel like they should do, it should be decisions that truly light them up and that they're passionate about, or they're going to burn out, because they can engage their energy into so many different things and so many different things at different times. Generators can do a lot of things, but they should really make decisions based on where they're feeling lit up. And I like to say this to myself and other generators: if it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. All right, let's move into manifestors. Manifestors get shit started. They are the fire starters, the cutting edge of the collective. They are very, very connected to their intuition and source. Manifestors are incredible. They lead us into uncharted territories, and their strategy is to inform. And they're not self-theme when they're not living their life in alignment is anger. They start feeling angry. They get angry with the people around them. They get angry with themselves. So manifestors are here to create movements, and they do this sometimes without even trying. Their energy can be felt when they walk into a room. That manifesting energy is essentially just this collaboration from the universe in order for them to take action. And a common challenge that manifestors have is that sometimes they repel people and attract people that maybe aren't right for them. They repel people that aren't right for them. And so this can feel like rejection. And sometimes they will try to spend their lives wanting to please everybody around them. So tapping into what feels good for them, taking a step back and really being able to dive into their true potential so much more is going to be really powerful for them to understand. And that is essentially going to help them live their lives more harmoniously, be able to make those decisions that are going to serve their highest good. All right, let's talk about manifesting generators. Manifesting generators are a little bit of manifestors and a little bit of generators. So their strategy is to respond and inform. And their not self-theme is both anger and frustration. So note that generators are more frustrated with their not self-theme and manifestors are more angry in their not self. Manifesting generators can feel both of those energies, so both of those dualities. A limiting belief that Mani-gens have is that they're sometimes told, or they tell themselves, that they need to, make up their minds. They need to stop being all over the place. Just make a decision. You're so indecisive. You need to niche down. Mani-gens are actually not meant to niche down. They can actually lose sight of, not necessarily sight, but lose kind of that passion for something that they started and want to go and start something else. So they're essentially, they're like superhumans a little bit. They not only have the ability to initiate because they have that manifestor energy, they can also make shit happen like the generators. So Mani-gens often feel like they're getting caught between like, what do they want to do? They started something and then later they're like, oh, I don't really know if I want to do this. So as a Mani-gen, give yourself the opportunity to change your mind. If something was once a yes and you're reflecting on it and you're like, you know what? I don't feel good about that. Be okay with that. If you made plans with someone 2 weeks in advance and then the day comes along and you're like, you know what? This just doesn't feel right. I don't want to do this. You have to be able to listen to that, create that boundary and say, hey, actually, I'm not feeling it today. I'm not going to be able to show up. So being able to allow yourself to do that and to just continue to inform the people around you is going to be really powerful. All right, let's talk about projectors. Projectors take up 20% of the population, and they don't necessarily have that take action lead. They're more on the sidelines. They're really, really good at systems, devising systems, designing new ways to do things, and every projector has a special ability of their own. They're really good at finding effective ways to get this done. They want to help you. They want to support you. They want to uplift you and be able to be there and really support what you're doing. So their strategy is waiting for the invitation. So once they have the invitation, then it is a go, and they're able to take inspired action from that place. The not self theme for projectors when they're not living their life in alignment is bitterness. You might feel this bitter, resentful sensation. And at that point, you can ask, where is this bitterness coming from? Am I feeling bitter around a specific person? Why am I feeling bitter? Getting down to the root of it and really identifying where this is coming from. The signature where they are living their life in alignment is success. And this doesn't always mean, big achievements or work accomplishments or awards, that type of success. It can literally just be something really tiny, something really small that just makes you feel successful, makes you feel like you've accomplished something. And it can be, that small thing or that big thing as well. A limiting belief that projectors will experience is feeling like nobody sees them and really wanting to work hard to convince people that they're valuable, thinking, hey, I'm valuable. I want you to see me. I want to be recognized. Listen to my perspective. And a lot of projectors will go out of their way and drain themselves trying to prove themselves to everybody around them. So what projectors can do is really take a step back and first recognize themselves, be able to heal those inner wounds and inner child wounds that they have on their own. This is going to be really powerful because projectors are here to guide us. They have the ability to see things the way that others can't. So there is this common challenge where they just want to prove and hustle and keep up with the rest of the world. But projectors actually have inconsistent energy. This is something that shows up a lot in personal development. And even when it comes to social media and marketing is just be consistent, just be consistent. Sometimes that's really difficult for Mani-gens, projectors, even manifestors, generators. It might not always be the thing that we need to do. So the more you're able to really just trust that flow of life and being able to tap into what feels good for you, what's happening for you, the more you're going to be able to live your life in alignment and being kind to yourself. Okay, the last one is reflector. So this type takes up 1% of the population. And you're a reflector when all of your 9 centers are undefined. So your centers, when you pull up your chart, are going to be those shapes that you see that are in the form of triangles and rectangles that just essentially are lined up in this like body formation. I'll break down what the centers mean in just a moment. But essentially, a defined center is when it's colored in, and then it's undefined if it is blank or if there is just a white space. So if all 9 centers are undefined, you are a reflector. Reflectors are karmic mirrors. So they essentially mirror what's happening underneath the surface. So An undefined center is essentially, it just means that you're picking up on energies from the environment and people around you. So that means all 9 centers are picked up energy from the people, from the spaces, from your friends, from your family, your coworkers, people that are around you. So when you're living your life based on your alignments, your strategy is waiting a full lunar cycle, waiting 28 days before taking action, letting yourself ride that out before you make a decision. If you are looking at a mastermind call, or you are looking at a course that you want to be able to dive into, or a big decision you want to make, giving yourself those 28 days in order to feel it out and see how it feels for you. A not self theme when you're not living your life in alignment as a reflector is disappointment, feeling disappointed with yourself or the world around you. And your signature is surprise. So when you are in alignment, you are experiencing that element of surprise. So what's going to be really powerful for reflectors is to spend time alone, decipher what is, your own energy, and really identifying, that you are a mirror for the environment around you. But a limiting belief that can come up is asking, is this a part of me? Is this energy mine? Who am I, right? This is a really rare energy type in human design, which makes you just this really special and unique unicorn if you are a reflector. But it allows you to just be really energetically charged and be a true mirror for society. And this allows you to understand yourself a little bit deeper when you're able to tap into your reflector energy and understand that you do operate so differently from 99% of the world. And that is okay. And that is exactly where you're meant to be, right? Everything's happening for you. It's not happening to you or happening against you. So hopefully this breakdown of all of the different human design types helps you understand a little bit more about why we need people to get shit started, why we need certain people to get things done, why we need people to reflect and to mirror, and for people to, project as well. So there are so many things when it comes to human design. This is a very, very complex ideology that we're diving into here, and there are a lot of moving pieces. The next thing that I think is really important to dive into is your authority. So your sacral or emotional authority. Sacral, which I'm a sacral authority. So when I am making a decision, it's a yes or a no. Something that I like to do with my energy is kind of feel out that energy minimum and maximum. And this is what my clients say this to me all the time when I jump on the calls. They're like, oh my God, Tiffany, you have so much energy. And I do this before I show up on stories, before I go on live, before I hit post on a photo or a video. And I just infuse it with the maximum amount of energy I possibly have. So I put my hand over my stomach and I allow my energy, that little flame inside me, to just rise from my belly button all the way up into my throat, into my heart. And then I just let it burst. And then it bursts through my entire body, all the way from my arms down to my fingertips, into my legs, up into my head, into my throat center. I allow myself to just be enveloped in it completely. And I get to operate from that place of being a completely lit up generator. And that allows me to coach, to show up, to speak from the heart, from this place that is just so intuitive and so in alignment for me. So for sacral, asking yourself, is this opportunity correct for me right now? Remember, only generators have sacral authorities. Okay. So making the most aligned decisions is going to come from you being able to allow yourself to get lit up and listening to that energy. If it's a no and you get that sinking feeling and it's a very clear no for you, listen to that. Even if it doesn't make sense, even if there's no logic behind it. I have had no's come up for me where I'm like, but it felt right in the beginning. I thought this was good for me. There's nothing actually wrong. This person has been really nice to me. But working together at a certain capacity, or allowing someone into your space, or maybe at that specific time, making a specific decision, It doesn't have to be logical. Trust your intuition. And the more you trust your intuition, the more it's going to speak to you and the more you're going to be able to build a really beautiful relationship with it. The next authority is the emotional authority. So emotional authorities really need to ride that emotional wave. Give yourself a couple of days before you make a decision. Feel out the situation. Ask yourself, am I emotionally and energetically available? So this might not be, someone that wants to make snap decisions. This is someone that might want to spend a couple of days and be able to say, hey, let me get back to you. I need to sit this out and I need to see how this feels and let me come back to you in a couple of days when I'm ready. And if someone has an emotional authority, don't pester them the next hour or later that night or that next day. Give them that time and let them come back to you. They're going to make a decision based on what's in alignment for them. All right, the third authority is the splenic authority. And this comes from the awareness, the ajna center, that consciousness. So it's instant resonance or recognition into whether something is healthy for you or not. It normally speaks just one time and very quietly. And there's a deep level of intuitive attention. So listening to, is this healthy for me? Is this going to serve me right now? And this is going to allow you to wait for the clarity and maybe sit out a little bit for a couple of days before you make that final decision. All right, let's talk about the different centers in human design. So if you are looking at your chart, at the very top, that is your crown center, your head center. That's where your inspiration comes from. The ajna center is right underneath, and that's where your ideas stem from. Your throat center is communication. So again, if it is defined, meaning that is filled in, it's coming from inside of you. If it's undefined, you're picking up on energies from the people around you. Under throat is the G center, and that is love and direction. Your spleen center to that left is your instincts, your intuition. And then we're going to go into your sacral center, which is your deepest desires. And then you got the ego center on the right, which is your motivation. And then you have your solar plexus to the far right, which is where your emotions stem from. Your root center is at the very bottom, which is going to help you identify pressure that's whether coming from inside of you or from people around you. So that is essentially your entire chart. I want to hear what type you are. I want to hear more about your chart. I will do more episodes on this as well and being able to incorporate marketing and human design if this is something that resonates with you. So if it did, let me know. I want to hear more about your type. I want to hear more about your authority. I want to hear if this lit anything up within you or if this helped you make a decision or help you understand your energy a little bit more. For me, tapping into human design and utilizing human design for my clients has been so powerful because I've never been a cookie cutter coach. I've never been all right, one size fits all. Everyone's going to do this one thing. Okay, ready, set, go. No, I sit and I understand and I dive deeper and I really try to uncover exactly where this person is struggling, where they're feeling confused, looking at those not self themes, looking at any limiting beliefs that they might have, diving into their mindset, doing some deconditioning and reframing, digging deeper to see where's the root of this? Where did it come from? A lot of us, we look at our human design charts and we're like, I don't really know if this, if this is something that I feel like I can do or does this make sense to me? And a lot of it is coming from the conditioning that we've experienced growing up from our childhood, from our friends, from our family members, from the people around us that have told us that we need to live our lives a certain way, right? Generators that you have just so much energy and you can't sit still, but you have to. You have to sit still. You can't talk to your friends, right? Manigens, you got to make a decision. Why are you always jumping from one place to the next? You got to do this. You got to stick to this, right? It's all of these things that we've been told growing up that feel like we need to be fit into a box, that we can't do things a certain way. So understanding your design and uncovering your human design will allow you to show up as this version of yourself that is constantly healing those wounds, being able to reframe those past conditioning messages and narratives that you've been fed all your life from guardians, from your parents, from teachers, from friends, from environments, from different spaces and communities that you've been a part of, and allowing yourself to truly tap into what is in alignment for you, what is living your life by your design. And that is going to look different based on like you, your parents, your friends. It's going to be different from person to person. It's meant to be unique. It is meant to be those energetic boundaries for you. And it gets to be exciting. I hope that this empowers you. I hope that this uplifts you. I hope that you dive deeper into your human design after listening to this episode or consuming my content. I have a human design story highlight on my profile. If you look up tiffanychung.co, you can read through some of the different marketing tips and business advice I give to specific types. And you can see if any of that resonates with you, especially if you're a coach or you're a digital entrepreneur like I am. And again, message me. I want to talk to you further about this. I am diving into human design so deeply in my own business and in my own life. And it's just really helped me identify exactly who I'm meant to be, exactly where I'm meant to be. And so I just hope that this continues to empower you as well. And I am so excited to hear feedback from this episode. And if there is a lot of positive feedback, I will do a part 2, dive in deeper to see how you can live your life in alignment based on your design and be able to implement this into your marketing, into your business, and other areas of your romantic relationships. If you're a parent, if you have a child that's a specific type, etc. So I'm so excited to hear back from you, and have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe. If this episode resonated with you, please take a screenshot, share it on your Instagram stories, and tag me at tiffanychung.co. I truly appreciate interacting with every one of you. Catch you all on the next one.